Hello there. I'm Vigalius. Arcade Fire have re-released their EP and put it back on good old Spotify. And I did a pirate intro because I'm on a boat and I got a shotgun. Pirates are known for having shotguns. So there you have it. And I'm a proud man. I'm a proud human being. Firstly, because I'm a pirate. I like pirates. I think they're cool, and they get cool jackets, and they get a bird as well. And the bird talks, and I think I've always wanted a bird that talks, because if that was me, I would have a wisecracking bird. And I'm telling you, at like the height of wisecracking. Like if I make toast, I want everybody to know that the bird's opinion on that toast making, and I believe that bird's opinion would be very sassy. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I want a sassy bird on my shoulder is what I'm saying. But I'm a proud man. I'm proud of myself because I look with the sort of more interest that I'm having towards my YouTube channel again, and seeing it as this beautiful creative outlet that I have. I decided to sort of have a rummage around the channel itself and see where things are good and where things are bad and everything like that. And I came up with some sort of conclusions. Firstly, I've had some tinkering, and tinkering sounds like a dirty word because it sounds like penis. But I've had some tinkering around with my feature channels, and I've sort of changed them in order to represent sort of who I am and what I stand for on my channel. So of course I got Ashley at the top, and then Arcade Fire below that, and that's mention number 2 of Arcade Fire in this commentary. But yeah, I've got Ashley at the top, Arcade Fire at number 2. I've got C-Nans in there, and some bands that I like, because I want to talk about this in a future commentary a lot more, but I'm a music man, and that's why I make music recommendations at the start of all my commentaries. But I want to talk about firstly, I want to talk about why I'm proud. The other thing that I did was I noticed that my profile picture wasn't really up to scratch. In a sense that I love that profile picture, man. I love the way that looks. And I'm very proud of myself for having made it all those years ago. However, I have tattoos now, and I'm very happy with my tattoos. And I feel as though they do represent me quite a lot, and they're part of my persona. And I love the way they look. And so I also wanted them to become more of a part of me within this channel. I wanted people to associate me with my tattoos. And so I went through and on an app on a phone that will go unmentioned, called the iPhone 7. I went through and I downloaded a cartoon arm, and I downloaded the art that I wanted to put on my arms. I wanted to make sure I had an Arcade Fire one. Mention number 3. And I did, and I put it on. And what made me happy was after that, I took the initiative to look at it and go, I'm going to fix all of the problems I have with this. And unfortunately, there have been glaring issues that I've noticed within that picture for a few years now. I love the picture. However, there were a lot of sort of broken lines and not enough shadowing and shading and things like that. So I went through and I fixed it. And I'm so happy with myself for being a man who took the initiative and didn't just add the sleeves and the arms and the tattoos and all this stuff. And I actually I fixed things, and I'm so happy that I did, because it looks so much better. And I'm glad I can progress years on. But my topic I want to talk about right now is something that makes me feel a little awkward to mention. And it's a huge buzzword these days. It's something that I always avoid, and there's 2 words. It's fame and fans. And alliteration for the second commentary in a row. I find it a very difficult topic to talk about, because I feel as though these 2 things are seen in the most negative light that they have ever been seen in. For me to make a one of those things about having fans would be crazy. I would never do that on this channel, and I'd like to consider myself a modest man, and I hope other people see me that way. I feel as though to be knowledgeable, you have to be modest and honest about what you've achieved and what you hope to achieve. And I make YouTube videos in order to... I do like having subscribers, and I do like having viewers, but not to inflate my ego, but just to have people to listen to me and to be entertained by what I have to say and do. But I decided to take it upon myself, as it's something I've been talking about a lot recently. It's been in the limelight a lot, and what have you. I spoke to Ben and I spoke to Ashley about quantifiably what is the exact number that they were considered to be YouTube famous. And the responses were interesting. Ben seemed to think that it was 1 million in order to be Twitter famous, like hugely, not Twitter, dude, YouTube famous, ultimately. But 10,000 if you want a little bit of YouTube fame in your hands, and maybe, something to push yourself way further forwards. But Ashley seemed to lean more on 10,000 for fame and 2,000 for the other thing. But I personally lean more towards Ben. I lean more towards the notion that in order to be Famous, I would have to have more around the mark of 1 million subscribers or somewhere along that line. I don't care though. It's not for me, but I know that it's a lot for people. It is something for people. Unfortunately, fame will get to your head. Fame will be something that will turn you and make you crazy. And it does make me wonder, as I sit here, how knowledgeable will I become if I were to, for some crazy reason, which would never happen because my content isn't really, it's not original or anything like that. But if I were to get 1 million subscribers tomorrow, what would that do to me? What person would that turn me into? Would I be as, I like to consider myself as semi-knowledgeable, but would I be at that point? Or would I just rampage and buy a car and crash it into a gate or something like that? And not to damage myself or sort of perpetuate this notion, but I would like to ask a question. I would like to know if I have a fan, which is I feel awkward even asking it because it's so pretentious and so self-inflating. I don't know. I can't even think of the word because I just feel so dirty for asking. But it's something that is interesting me so much. Would anybody consider themselves to be my fan? And how would you define fans? And I want some comments and maybe some feedback. I don't know. I feel dirty for asking it, but I would love to know if anybody out there regularly watches my videos and will consider themselves a fan of mine. And if so, that's awesome, and I love it. But I don't know. It's not something that's really interested me. Anyway, I shall see you later.